Ladies, have you ever wondered what truly captivates a man's attention? It's not loud declarations or grand displays, it's the silent, subtle ways you carry yourself. Men are drawn to women who operate with quiet strength and purposeful intention. Today, we're diving into the traits that make a woman irresistibly magnetic without saying a word. Silent confidence is one of the most compelling traits a person can possess, and for women, it creates a magnetic allure that is impossible to ignore. This confidence is not born from arrogance or a need for external validation, but from an internal reservoir of self-belief and assurance. It's not about being the loudest voice in the room or dominating every conversation. It's about having a presence that speaks volumes without uttering a word. This quiet strength is palpable, commanding attention effortlessly and leaving a lasting impression on anyone who encounters it. A woman who embodies silent confidence understands her worth deeply and unapologetically. She doesn't need to prove herself to anyone because her actions, demeanor, and presence already do that for her. She walks into a room with a calm yet powerful energy, exuding a sense of assurance that naturally draws others in. Her confidence is not dependent on external factors such as compliments, attention, or material possessions. Instead, it comes from knowing who she is, what she stands for, and the value she brings to every situation. This level of self-awareness is rare, making her stand out in a world that often equates loudness with power. This kind of confidence is rooted in a strong sense of self-worth and self-respect. A woman with silent confidence sets boundaries with grace and firmness. She doesn't tolerate disrespect or mistreatment because she values herself too much to accept anything less than what she deserves. When faced with situations that challenge her dignity, she responds with composure rather than aggression. Her ability to maintain her standards without resorting to confrontation is a testament to her inner strength. People respect her not because she demands it, but because she earns it through her consistent actions and unshakable self-respect. Silent confidence also manifests in how she carries herself physically. Her posture is upright, her movements deliberate, and her presence commanding. She doesn't need to draw attention to herself because her demeanor does it for her. Her gaze is steady, her expressions calm, and her overall aura inviting yet powerful. This physical manifestation of confidence is subtle but incredibly effective as it communicates her self-assurance without requiring words. Even her silence speaks volumes, conveying her ability to listen, observe, and understand without rushing to fill the space with unnecessary chatter. A woman with silent confidence doesn't feel the need to seek approval or validation from others. She isn't swayed by trends, peer pressure, or societal expectations because she knows who she is and what she wants. Her decisions are guided by her values, priorities, and long-term goals rather than the fleeting opinions of others. This independence of thought and action is incredibly attractive, as it shows that she is not easily influenced or manipulated. She stands firm in her convictions, even when faced with opposition or criticism, because she trusts herself and her judgment. One of the most remarkable aspects of silent confidence is its ability to inspire trust and admiration. People are naturally drawn to those who exude a sense of calm and stability, and a woman with silent confidence embodies these qualities effortlessly. Her confidence is not performative or superficial, it is authentic and deeply ingrained in her character. This authenticity is refreshing in a world where so many people feel the need to put on a facade. Her genuine nature creates a sense of comfort and security, making others feel at ease in her presence. This quiet confidence also allows her to navigate challenges with grace and resilience. When faced with setbacks, she doesn't crumble under pressure or seek pity from others. Instead, she approaches difficulties with a calm and measured mindset, focusing on solutions rather than dwelling on problems. Her ability to maintain her composure in tough situations is a testament to her inner strength and mental fortitude. This resilience is not only admirable but also deeply attractive, as it shows that she can handle life's ups and downs without losing herself in the process. A woman with silent confidence is also incredibly self-aware. She understands her strengths and weaknesses and doesn't feel the need to hide either. She embraces her imperfections as part of what makes her unique and uses her self-awareness to grow and improve continually. This humility, combined with her confidence, creates a balanced and well-rounded character that is both inspiring and relatable. She doesn't pretend to be perfect, but her quiet assurance in her abilities and potential makes her seem almost untouchable. Her interactions with others are marked by respect and consideration, further enhancing her allure. She doesn't feel the need to dominate conversations or assert her opinions aggressively. Instead, she listens attentively, speaks thoughtfully, and communicates with empathy. Her ability to remain calm and composed, even in emotionally charged situations, demonstrates her emotional intelligence and self-control. This maturity and poise are incredibly appealing as they reflect her ability to handle relationships with care and understanding. Silent confidence is a rare and powerful quality that sets a woman apart in every aspect of her life. It is not something that can be faked or taught overnight. It is cultivated through self-awareness, self-respect, and a deep understanding of one's worth. It is a quiet strength that speaks louder than words, commanding attention and respect without ever needing to demand it. Emotional discipline is one of the most powerful yet understated traits a person can possess, and it is especially compelling in women who master it. It goes beyond simply controlling emotions. It's about navigating life's ups and downs with a sense of grace and composure that radiates strength. It's the ability to manage one's reactions, maintain perspective, and make choices that reflect wisdom rather than impulsiveness. This trait is magnetic because it demonstrates maturity, stability, and self-awareness, qualities that are universally admired and respected. A woman with emotional discipline is not swayed by the whims of her feelings or the chaos of external events. She knows that emotions are transient, like waves that ebb and flow, and she does not allow herself to be consumed by them. Instead, she observes her emotions with a sense of detachment, recognizing them for what they are: valuable signals but not dictators of her actions. This level of self-control is rare and impressive because it requires a profound understanding of oneself and a commitment to acting with intention rather than being reactive. This kind of emotional mastery allows her to handle challenges with a level head. When faced with adversity, she doesn't lash out, crumble, or seek sympathy. Instead, she takes a step back, evaluates the situation objectively, and chooses her response carefully. This ability to pause and reflect before reacting is a hallmark of emotional discipline, and it sets her apart in a world where impulsiveness is often the norm. Her calm demeanor under pressure inspires confidence in others, as it shows that she can handle difficulties without losing a sense of self. Her interactions with others are also shaped by her emotional discipline. She doesn't allow anger, frustration, or hurt to dictate her behavior in relationships. When conflicts arise, she approaches them with a sense of calm and a willingness to understand, rather than to win. She doesn't engage in petty arguments or let her emotions get the better of her, as she knows that reacting emotionally often escalates the situation rather than resolving it. Instead, she communicates thoughtfully and seeks solutions that preserve harmony and respect. This trait is especially evident in how she handles criticism and negativity. A woman with emotional discipline doesn't take every comment or slight personally. She understands that not everything is about her and that people's words often reflect their own insecurities and struggles. Instead of reacting defensively or retaliating, she listens, evaluates the validity of the criticism, and either takes it as constructive feedback or lets it go. Her ability to remain unshaken in the face of negativity is a testament to her inner strength and self-assurance. Her emotional discipline also allows her to maintain boundaries in a healthy and respectful way. She doesn't let others manipulate her or take advantage of her kindness because she knows where to draw the line. When someone crosses her boundaries, she addresses it calmly but firmly, leaving no room for misunderstanding. This ability to assert herself without anger or hostility is deeply attractive because it reflects both self-respect and respect for others. She doesn't need to shout or demand to be heard. Her composed demeanor conveys her message more effectively than words ever could. In social situations, her emotional discipline makes her a calming presence. People are drawn to her because she brings a sense of balance and stability to the environment. She doesn't let the energy of the room dictate her mood, nor does she get swept up in drama or chaos. Instead, she remains grounded, observing and engaging with thoughtfulness and care. Her ability to stay composed in any situation is a source of admiration and a magnet for those who value emotional maturity. This self-control extends to her personal goals and ambitions as well. A woman with emotional discipline doesn't let temporary setbacks or disappointments derail her progress. She understands that success requires perseverance and that emotions like frustration or discouragement are part of the journey. Instead of giving up or succumbing to self-doubt, she channels her feelings into motivation, using them to fuel her determination rather than hinder it. This resilience is a powerful demonstration of her ability to stay focused and committed, regardless of the obstacles in her path. Her emotional discipline also enhances her ability to connect with others on a deeper level. Because she is in control of her own emotions, she can be fully present with those around her. She listens actively, empathizes sincerely, and offers support without letting her own feelings cloud the interaction. This ability to remain emotionally available while maintaining her composure creates an atmosphere of trust and safety, making others feel valued and understood in her presence. She also recognizes the importance of self-care and takes time to nurture her emotional well-being. Whether it's through meditation, journaling, or spending time in nature, she prioritizes activities that help her process her emotions and maintain her equilibrium. This commitment to her own mental and emotional health allows her to show up as her best self in all areas of her life. Her self-awareness and dedication to self-improvement are not only admirable but also deeply inspiring to those around her. Subtle kindness is an art that carries immense power, often underestimated in its ability to forge deep connections and leave a profound impact. It is not loud or showy, it doesn't seek applause or recognition. Instead, it is a quiet force expressed through small yet meaningful gestures that reflect empathy, compassion, and understanding. This kind of kindness is not about grand displays, but about being thoughtful in ways that truly matter, often unnoticed by others, but deeply felt by those who experience it. A woman who practices subtle kindness has a way of making people feel seen, heard, and valued without drawing attention to herself. She doesn't perform acts of kindness for validation or approval. She does them because it aligns with who she is. Her actions are genuine and selfless, driven by a sincere desire to uplift others. Whether it's remembering a small detail about someone's life, offering a word of encouragement, or simply being present when someone needs her, she conveys care in ways that feel authentic and effortless. This understated kindness often reveals itself in her interactions with others. She listens more than she speaks, giving people the space to share their thoughts and feelings without fear of judgment. Her ability to listen attentively and respond with empathy makes her a comforting presence, someone people naturally gravitate toward when they need support. She doesn't interrupt or impose her opinions. Instead, she offers a safe space where others feel understood and respected. This creates an atmosphere of trust and connection, allowing relationships to flourish naturally. Her kindness also shows in how she approaches challenges and conflicts. When disagreements arise, she doesn't resort to harsh words or accusations. Instead, she seeks to understand the other person's perspective and address the issue with grace and tact. Her ability to remain calm and composed, even in difficult situations, is a reflection of her inner strength and emotional intelligence. She doesn't hold grudges or harbor resentment because she understands the value of forgiveness and the importance of letting go. This ability to move forward without bitterness is a rare and admirable quality that speaks to her character. Subtle kindness extends to her everyday actions, many of which may seem small but carry significant weight. She might hold the door open for someone, smile at a stranger, or offer a helping hand without expecting anything in return. These gestures, though seemingly insignificant, create ripples of positivity that brighten the days of those around her. Her consistent willingness to contribute to the well-being of others, no matter how minor the act, demonstrates her genuine care and attentiveness. Her kindness is also reflected in her words, which are always chosen carefully and delivered with consideration. She understands the power of language and uses it to uplift rather than to wound. Her compliments are sincere, her advice thoughtful, and her encouragement heartfelt. She doesn't engage in gossip or speak ill of others, recognizing that words have the power to build or destroy. Instead, she chooses to spread positivity and foster goodwill, leaving those she interacts with feeling better about themselves. This subtle kindness is especially evident in how she handles the vulnerabilities of others. When someone confides in her, she holds their trust with the utmost care, never betraying their confidence or using their vulnerabilities against them. She creates a space where people feel safe to share their struggles, knowing that she will respond with compassion and understanding. Her ability to handle sensitive situations with such delicacy is a testament to her emotional maturity and her deep respect for others. Her kindness isn't limited to her interactions with people. It extends to how she treats animals, the environment, and the world around her. She picks up litter without a second thought, cares for stray animals, and takes actions that reflect her awareness of her impact on the planet. These small but meaningful efforts demonstrate her commitment to making the world a better place, even in the smallest of ways. Her consistent thoughtfulness in every aspect of her life reflects a character that is both admirable and inspiring. Another remarkable aspect of her subtle kindness is her ability to uplift without making it about herself. She doesn't need recognition or gratitude to validate her actions because her kindness is not performative. Whether it's helping someone achieve their goals, supporting a friend through a tough time, or simply being a positive influence, she finds joy in contributing to the happiness and success of others. Her selflessness is not about diminishing herself, but about understanding that true fulfillment often comes from giving rather than receiving. Her ability to balance kindness with strength is what makes it so compelling. She is not a pushover or someone who sacrifices her own well-being to please others. Instead, her kindness is rooted in self-respect and a deep understanding of her boundaries. She knows when to say no and how to prioritize her own needs while still being there for others. This balance ensures that her kindness is sustainable and that she can continue to give without feeling depleted or taken advantage of. Subtle kindness is not about grand gestures or public accolades. It's about the quiet ways in which a woman brings light and positivity to the world around her. It is a quality that leaves an indelible mark on those who encounter it, creating connections that are genuine, meaningful, and lasting. Through her actions, she demonstrates that kindness is not a weakness, but a strength that has the power to inspire, heal, and transform lives. Self-respect is a magnetic quality that commands attention without demanding it. It is an unspoken force that radiates through a person's actions, choices, and demeanor, leaving an indelible impression on those around them. A woman who embodies self-respect doesn't need to announce it or seek validation from others. It is evident in how she carries herself, how she interacts with the world, and the standards she sets for her life. This quiet confidence is deeply attractive as it reflects a deep sense of worth and a refusal to compromise her values or integrity for external approval. A woman with self-respect has a clear understanding of her worth, and she does not allow herself to be treated in ways that diminish her value. She establishes boundaries with a firm yet graceful approach, ensuring that her time, energy, and emotions are not exploited. These boundaries are not walls meant to keep people out, but rather guidelines that protect her well-being and foster healthy relationships. She knows that respecting herself means teaching others how to respect her, and she does so with quiet strength and unwavering resolve. Her self-respect is evident in the way she presents herself to the world. She takes pride in her appearance, not out of vanity, but as a reflection of how she values herself. Whether she's dressed for a formal event or a casual outing, her attire and demeanor exude thoughtfulness and care. She understands that how she presents herself is an extension of her self-image, and she takes the time to ensure that it aligns with her inner sense of worth. This attention to detail is not about impressing others, but about honoring herself. In her interactions with others, she demonstrates a level of poise and composure that sets her apart. She doesn't feel the need to prove herself or seek validation because she is secure in who she is. This inner confidence allows her to engage with others from a place of authenticity and sincerity, rather than from a need to gain approval. She listens attentively, speaks thoughtfully, and contributes meaningfully to conversations, all while maintaining a sense of self-assurance that is both calming and inspiring. Her self-respect also manifests in the choices she makes. She is intentional about the people she surrounds herself with, the opportunities she pursues, and the paths she chooses to walk. She doesn't settle for less than she deserves, whether in relationships, career, or personal growth. This doesn't mean she is overly demanding or unrealistic. Rather, it reflects her commitment to living a life that aligns with her values and aspirations. She understands that compromising on what truly matters to her would be a disservice to herself, and she refuses to do so. In relationships, her self-respect creates a foundation of mutual respect and admiration. She doesn't tolerate disrespect, dishonesty, or manipulation, as she addresses issues with honesty and clarity when they arise. She understands that love and respect go hand in hand, and she would rather be alone than in a relationship that compromises her dignity. This unwavering commitment to her standards doesn't make her unapproachable. Rather, it makes her a beacon for those who value integrity and authenticity. Her self-respect is not just about how she demands to be treated by others, but also about how she treats herself. She prioritizes self-care and invests in her own well-being, knowing that she cannot pour from an empty cup. Whether it's through physical fitness, mental health practices, or pursuing her passions, she ensures that she is nurturing herself in all aspects of life. This commitment to self-care is not selfish, but rather a recognition of her own value and the importance of maintaining her strength and vitality. She also holds herself accountable for her actions and choices. A woman with self-respect doesn't blame others for her mistakes or make excuses for her shortcomings. Instead, she takes responsibility for her life, learns from her experiences, and grows stronger as a result. This level of accountability is a testament to her character and her commitment to personal growth. She knows that true self-respect comes from living with integrity and staying true to her values, even when it's difficult. Her self-respect influences how she handles setbacks and challenges as well. She doesn't allow failures to define her or diminish her sense of worth. Instead, she views them as opportunities to learn and improve. She approaches difficulties with resilience and determination, knowing that her value is not tied to her successes or failures, but to who she is as a person. This perspective allows her to face life's trials with courage and grace, inspiring those around her with her strength and perseverance. Her self-respect is also evident in her ability to say no without guilt or hesitation. She understands that she cannot please everyone and that saying yes to everything often means saying no to herself. By prioritizing what truly matters to her and respecting her own limits, she ensures that her energy is spent on what aligns with her values and goals. This ability to honor her own needs and desires is a powerful demonstration of her self-respect and self-awareness. Ultimately, self-respect is a quiet but profound force that shapes every aspect of a woman's life. It is not about arrogance or superiority, but about recognizing her inherent value and living in a way that reflects it. This quality is magnetic because it inspires others to treat her with the same respect she shows herself, creating a ripple effect of positivity and empowerment in her relationships and beyond. Emotional intelligence is one of the most compelling traits a woman can possess, as it allows her to navigate relationships and interactions with depth, sensitivity, and understanding. It is not merely about being in tune with her own emotions, but also about recognizing, interpreting, and responding to the emotions of others in a way that fosters connection and trust. Emotional intelligence is a quiet power that can diffuse conflict, strengthen bonds, and inspire respect, all without the need for overt assertion or force. A woman with high emotional intelligence is deeply self-aware. She understands her own emotional landscape, her triggers, her strengths, and her vulnerabilities. This self-awareness enables her to respond to situations with intention rather than reacting impulsively. She doesn't let anger, frustration, or fear control her actions, but instead takes a step back to assess the situation and choose her response wisely. This ability to regulate her emotions not only gives her a sense of control over her own life, but also makes her a calming presence to those around her. In addition to self-awareness, she is highly attuned to the emotions of others. She possesses a natural empathy that allows her to understand what someone is feeling, even when it's not explicitly stated. This sensitivity doesn't mean she absorbs the emotions of others to her detriment, but rather that she recognizes and respects them. Her ability to empathize creates a sense of safety and validation for those she interacts with, as they feel genuinely understood and supported. This fosters a level of trust that is difficult to achieve through words alone. Her emotional intelligence is also evident in how she communicates. She chooses her words carefully, understanding that they have the power to uplift or wound. She avoids unnecessary criticism, harsh judgments, or careless remarks, opting instead for language that encourages and inspires. When offering feedback, she does so constructively, framing her observations in a way that helps others grow without feeling diminished. This skillful communication style allows her to address even difficult topics with grace and tact, strengthening relationships rather than straining them. She is an excellent listener, not just hearing the words people say, but paying attention to their tone, body language, and underlying emotions. Her listening goes beyond the surface, delving into what someone truly means or feels. This depth of understanding allows her to respond in ways that are both thoughtful and meaningful. People naturally open up to her because they sense her genuine interest and concern. She doesn't interrupt or rush to offer solutions, but instead provides the space for others to express themselves fully. This kind of presence is rare and deeply appreciated, making her a source of comfort and stability. Her emotional intelligence also shines in how she handles conflict. She doesn't shy away from difficult conversations or disagreements, but she approaches them with a mindset of resolution rather than confrontation. She seeks to understand the perspectives of others and works to find common ground. Even when emotions run high, she remains composed and focused, using her empathy and communication skills to de-escalate tension and foster understanding. Her ability to manage conflict constructively not only resolves issues effectively, but also strengthens relationships by demonstrating her maturity and respect for others. In group dynamics, her emotional intelligence makes her a natural leader, even if she doesn't hold a formal leadership position. She can sense the mood of the group and adjust her approach accordingly, whether it's bringing a sense of calm to a tense situation or energizing a team when motivation is low. Her ability to read the room and respond appropriately makes her an invaluable presence, as she contributes to a positive and harmonious atmosphere. People are drawn to her not because she demands attention, but because her energy is both reassuring and uplifting. Her emotional intelligence extends to her decision-making as well. She doesn't let emotions cloud her judgment, but instead uses them as valuable information to guide her choices. She considers the impact of her decisions not just on herself but on others, demonstrating a thoughtful and considerate approach. This balance between logic and emotion allows her to make decisions that are both rational and compassionate, earning her the respect and trust of those around her. Her ability to inspire and uplift others is another hallmark of her emotional intelligence. She recognizes the potential in people and encourages them to see it in themselves. Whether it's offering a kind word, celebrating someone's achievements, or simply being a steady source of support, she brings out the best in those she interacts with. Her positive influence doesn't feel forced or contrived. It stems naturally from her understanding of what people need to feel valued and appreciated. Her emotional intelligence also helps her maintain resilience in the face of challenges. She doesn't allow setbacks or difficulties to overwhelm her, but instead processes her emotions in a healthy and constructive way. She reflects on her experiences, learns from them, and moves forward with a renewed sense of purpose. This ability to bounce back from adversity with grace and determination is not only inspiring, but also a testament to her strength and character. Ultimately, emotional intelligence is a quiet yet transformative quality that shapes how a woman interacts with the world and those around her. It is a strength that doesn't seek recognition but leaves a lasting impact through its ability to create connection, understanding, and harmony. It is a quality that speaks volumes without needing to be loud, drawing people in through its authenticity and depth. A woman who carries a sense of mystery captivates without even trying. Mystery is not about being secretive or aloof, but rather about holding back enough to keep others intrigued and curious. It's about revealing parts of yourself thoughtfully and intentionally, creating an aura of depth and complexity that draws people in. The allure of mystery lies in the unspoken, in the subtle hints of layers yet to be discovered, and in the quiet confidence of someone who doesn't feel the need to overexpose their thoughts, feelings, or life. She understands the power of withholding, not as a manipulative tactic, but as a way of preserving her essence. In a world that often rewards oversharing and constant availability, her restraint stands out. She knows that not every story needs to be told, not every emotion needs to be shared, and not every thought needs to be voiced. This doesn't make her cold or distant. On the contrary, it adds a unique warmth to her presence. She chooses her moments of vulnerability carefully, ensuring that when she does open up, it carries weight and meaning. Her mystery is also reflected in her actions. She doesn't seek attention or validation by broadcasting her accomplishments, plans, or ambitions. Instead, she lets her results speak for themselves. She moves with quiet purpose, working diligently behind the scenes and allowing her achievements to reveal themselves naturally. This understated approach not only garners respect but also piques curiosity. People wonder about the forces driving her, the dreams she's chasing, and the depths of her inner world. Her ability to remain focused and grounded while maintaining a sense of intrigue is a rare and compelling quality. Now, when she does engage with others, her conversations are thoughtful and deliberate. She listens more than she speaks, allowing others to feel heard and understood. But when she does speak, her words carry weight. She chooses her language carefully, sharing just enough to make an impact without laying everything bare. Her ability to navigate conversations with such precision makes her interactions memorable, leaving people wanting to know more. She doesn't dominate discussions with oversharing or self-promotion. Instead, she invites curiosity with her insightful, measured responses. Her demeanor further enhances her mystique. She carries herself with a quiet confidence that speaks volumes without needing loud gestures or words. Her posture, eye contact, and expressions convey a sense of poise and self-assurance. She doesn't rush to fill silences or demand attention. Instead, she remains comfortable in her own presence, allowing others to come to her. This composure makes her magnetic, as people are naturally drawn to her calm and intriguing energy. The way she manages her personal life also contributes to her mysterious allure. She doesn't feel the need to share every detail of her experiences or relationships. Her social media presence, if she has one, is curated with intention, offering glimpses rather than a complete narrative. This restraint leaves room for imagination, as people fill in the blanks with their own perceptions and ideas. By keeping certain aspects of her life private, she maintains control over her narrative and prevents others from taking her for granted. Mystery isn't just about what she withholds, but also about the unpredictability she brings to interactions. She doesn't follow predictable patterns or routines that make her easy to read. Her choices, actions, and words often carry an element of surprise, keeping others on their toes. This unpredictability doesn't stem from being inconsistent, but rather from her multifaceted nature. She is full of nuances, interests, and passions that make her endlessly fascinating. Just when someone thinks they figured her out, she reveals another layer, deepening the intrigue. Her approach to relationships reflects this sense of mystery as well. She doesn't chase or cling to others, nor does she demand constant attention or validation. Instead, she values quality over quantity, choosing to invest her energy in connections that are meaningful and enriching. Her ability to remain self-sufficient and independent, even in close relationships, is deeply attractive. She doesn't reveal all her feelings or intentions at once, allowing the relationship to evolve naturally and keeping the dynamic fresh and exciting. This balanced approach makes others cherish their connection with her, as they always feel there's more to discover. Her mysterious nature also comes through in her interests and passions. She often has hobbies or talents that are unexpected, adding to her depth. Whether it's an artistic pursuit, a love for obscure literature, or a fascination with a niche subject, these interests provide glimpses into her inner world without fully unveiling it. She doesn't pursue these passions for external approval, but because they genuinely resonate with her, further reinforcing her authenticity. Mystery also allows her to maintain a sense of control over how she is perceived. She doesn't let others define her or box her into a single narrative. Instead, she embraces her complexity, understanding that she is a work in progress with layers that cannot be fully captured or understood. This awareness gives her the freedom to grow and evolve without feeling the need to explain herself to others. She is secure in the knowledge that those who are truly interested in her will take the time to uncover her layers, while those who aren't will fade away. Ultimately, her sense of mystery is not a facade or an act, but a natural extension of her self-awareness and authenticity. It reflects her understanding of the power of restraint, her appreciation for privacy, and her confidence in her own worth. This quality, though quiet and understated, is profoundly magnetic, drawing people toward her with a desire to know more, to uncover the layers of depth and complexity that make her who she is. A woman who demonstrates genuine care and attentiveness in her actions holds an unparalleled ability to captivate and connect. Care is not limited to grand gestures or overt declarations of affection. It is woven into the subtle, often unnoticed details of how she interacts with others and the world around her. This quiet, profound quality speaks volumes about her character, creating a magnetic pull that draws people toward her, especially men who value emotional depth and sincerity. Her care is evident in the way she listens. She listens not to respond, but to understand, giving her full attention to the speaker. Her ability to be present in a conversation is rare and deeply valued in a world often consumed by distractions. She doesn't interrupt or rush to impose her opinions. Instead, she absorbs what is being said, taking the time to comprehend the emotions and thoughts behind the words. This attentive listening fosters a sense of safety and trust, as those who speak with her feel truly heard and valued. Beyond her listening skills, her care shines through her thoughtfulness. She remembers the little things, details about someone's preferences, experiences, or dreams that others might overlook. This isn't done as a strategy to impress, but as a natural extension of her genuine interest in people. When she acts on this knowledge, such as by surprising someone with a favorite treat or offering support during a challenging time, it leaves a lasting impression. These thoughtful gestures convey that she sees and values the uniqueness of each person she encounters. Her attentiveness extends to understanding unspoken needs and emotions. She has an intuitive sense of when someone is struggling, even if they haven't voiced it aloud. This emotional intelligence allows her to offer comfort or support in ways that feel natural and meaningful. Whether it's a quiet word of encouragement, a reassuring touch, or simply being there in silence, her ability to read and respond to emotional cues creates a profound sense of connection. This emotional attunement is particularly captivating because it shows a depth of empathy that transcends superficial interactions. She also demonstrates care in how she nurtures her relationships. If she doesn't take connections for granted, whether they are romantic, platonic, or familial, she invests time and effort into maintaining and strengthening these bonds, showing up when it matters and communicating her appreciation. This consistency in her actions builds trust and stability, making others feel secure in her presence. Her care isn't about constantly being available or overextending herself. Instead, it's about being present when it counts and contributing meaningfully to the relationship. In her romantic relationships, her care manifests in her ability to create a supportive and harmonious dynamic. She doesn't dominate or seek to control the relationship, but instead fosters mutual respect and understanding. She celebrates her partner's successes, offers encouragement during challenges, and values their individuality. This balanced approach creates an environment where both partners feel empowered and appreciated. Her care is not about being subservient or overly accommodating, but about being a source of genuine support and inspiration. Her care is also reflected in her actions toward herself. She prioritizes self-care, understanding that she cannot pour from an empty cup. This self-respect and self-nurturing attitude set an example for others, demonstrating that caring for oneself is just as important as caring for others. Her ability to maintain boundaries and take time for her own well-being ensures that her care remains sustainable and authentic. It shows that her actions come from a place of abundance and wholeness rather than obligation or depletion. Her care extends to how she interacts with the broader world. She is mindful of the impact of her actions, treating people, animals, and the environment with respect and consideration. This could be seen in her acts of kindness towards strangers, her commitment to causes she believes in, or her efforts to live sustainably. Her care is not confined to her immediate circle, it radiates outward, reflecting her belief in the importance of contributing positively to the world. This broad perspective adds to her allure, as it shows that her compassion and empathy are not limited to those she knows personally. Her care is never about seeking recognition or accolades. She doesn't perform acts of kindness to gain approval or validation. Instead, her actions stem from a genuine desire to make a positive impact. This authenticity makes her care even more powerful, as it is free from ulterior motives or expectations. People can sense this sincerity, which makes her presence all the more comforting and magnetic. Her ability to balance strength and care is another aspect that makes her so captivating. She is not someone who sacrifices her own needs or diminishes her own worth to care for others. Instead, she integrates her strength and independence with her nurturing qualities, creating a dynamic and balanced persona. This balance allows her to be both a source of support for others and a self-assured individual who knows her own value. It's this combination of qualities that makes her care so impactful and irresistible. Even in challenging situations, her care remains steadfast. She approaches conflicts or difficulties with patience and understanding, seeking resolutions rather than escalating tensions. Her calm and compassionate demeanor during such times creates an atmosphere of trust and respect, allowing others to feel safe in expressing themselves. This ability to handle challenges with grace further underscores the depth of her care and the stability she brings to her relationships. The essence of her care lies in its quiet, understated nature. She doesn't announce her intentions or seek to draw attention to her actions. Instead, her care is woven into the fabric of her daily life, expressed through countless small gestures and choices that collectively create a powerful impact. It's this quiet consistency that makes her care so profound and memorable, leaving a lasting impression on everyone she encounters. That the men who are worth your time, the ones who see your value, will be drawn to these quiet yet powerful qualities. So step into your silent strength and let the world marvel at the woman you become.